Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it's there. Today I have come up with the new service category actually that is called as compute. To start with, let me know how you're liking it, how it's going on, where are the things you're not understanding, and how can we do better on this. Remember, cloud is something which is very important, and the category what I'm talking about today morning is extremely important. So do let me know whether things are getting messed up or not, and do not worry, we'll go every service one by one, and we will have all of these as a hands-on. To start with, let's start with compute. Okay, let me tell you something over here that compute is a service which is quite old, maybe the first version of AWS, from where this compute stuff is there, specifically EC2 to start with. And out here, what you're seeing the slide right here is something which you need to know day-to-day stuff if you're working on cloud. To start with, the first service is EC2. EC2 is nothing but a virtual server, a server which is virtually available for you for computing stuff. Saying that it is having a resizable capacity which can make it more robust and workable for you. Next service is Amazon EC2 auto scaling. Out here, if you only use a plain simple vanilla EC2, you don't have to do this auto scaling at all. But when it comes to auto scaling, EC2 auto scaling, it is built-in auto scaling configured into it. What is the advantage? Advantage is every cloud is moving towards more ready-made infrastructure availability, and EC2 was you have to do the entire configuration, auto scaling, everything by your own. But then the purpose of making this auto scaling, making this cloud as a infrastructure ready was purposely defeating it. So that's the reason Amazon came up with a service called EC2 auto scaling. Said so, there are some disadvantages as well, because the control right now has moved from you to the Amazon infrastructure end. Most of the applications in a real-time scenario do not want this. They want to have auto scaling configured at your end. But if there is some application which literally been written very recently, or maybe they will start writing it, they can think of this service as that you don't have to auto scale manually. AWS infrastructure will take care of it. Going back, I have intentionally kept Amazon Elastic Container Registry, Amazon Elastic Container Service, and Amazon Elastic Kubernetes Service in all these three in sequence order. The reason behind this, these three are moreover a DevOps service. Most of the DevOps guys use day in, day out. The purpose of these services nowadays, since it's more of a containerization system has gone. What is container? Container is nothing but a application deployed in different cluster and different infrastructure as a different microservice, and that would help to high availability, low latency, and communicate with each other. The Docker is independent to each other, and to manage these Docker, what you need is a open source, Kubernetes. Kubernetes is an open source orchestration tool. By the way, Kubernetes is a word came from Greek language, and that means it's pilot. So no matter you know the destination where you want to go, you have all the passengers in the aeroplane, but then you need to know that when during the turbulence, what you're going to do, that only the pilot knows. Exactly, Kubernetes is one of that service. Do not think that these services were not there before cloud. Not that AWS introduced it. It's all highly available. A lot of people used it. But then those are the open source tool, or those are the technologies being taken by cloud to make it a service. These three services are one of them. Coming back to Amazon Lightsail. Amazon Lightsail is a virtual server ready for your application to run. As I said, that every now and then, a lot of people are moving towards ready-made infrastructure. They don't want to put a lot of human resource, money, R&D time period. Time reduces. If you don't have if you're thinking about infrastructure, you're not actually thinking about your business. If you're building it, you're putting more head into a technology, which usually the business guys don't like it. So if that creates a lot of, if it is a wrongly implemented stuff, and if it is wrongly implemented, it's very difficult to fix it going forward, and you have to carry on with that. A classic example is like banking and finance. Most of the people in that organization is bankers. Couple of them are IT, but they're not really very sound in IT. That a technology stack can be prepared inside a banking company, but then cloud is there to take care of all this, and that's the reason, one of the biggest reason of cloud to be successful, that now business don't have to think about infrastructure issues. Exactly, Amazon Lightsail is one of them. Amazon Lightsail is virtual server, which is ready for you to deploy, run, and execute. So what you do is, you have a ready-made application already made in on-prem premises. You take that server and deploy it in Amazon Lightsail. AWS Batch. AWS Batch is a service where you need most of the batch service. When you are talking about a batch service, I'm talking about multiple tasks in one set. Then you have to schedule it, you have to maintain it, and you have to auto-scale that as a separately, and you can use this service for doing all that. You just have to say that you have this batch and treat this piece of code as a batch, and remaining everything AWS will take care of it. AWS Elastic Beanstalk, fully managed infrastructure server ready for deployment. Now you have a stack available for you, but then you have a bean stack, fully managed infrastructure. What do you mean by this? The operating system patching, maintenance of the operating system, maintaining of the software, maintaining the software versions in your application is overhead for the industry. Amazon AWS Beanstalk reduces this, and it tells that you don't have to do all this. Beanstalk will take care of it. You just say that this is the kind of infrastructure I'm looking for, and go ahead and deploy it. The question is how it is different. How it is different than a Lightsail. What is the difference between Elastic Beanstalk and Lightsail? In Lightsail, you do not define the stack completely. But in Beanstalk, you define the stack completely. You define what are the things required. But the advantage in Lightsail is Beanstalk does not guarantees you the high availability, where Lightsail guarantees you the high availability stuff. I know it is a bit more because compute is a service which is quite a lot, and it gives a little bit. It takes a little time, and I know it can be a little confusing here and there. But then when we discuss in detail, you will be more comfortable going forward. Going back to the next service, it's Fargate. Fargate is a service which is combination of it is very related to EC2. By the way, EC2 has been sold in two flavors nowadays. One is normal EC2, plain vanilla EC2, and another is Fargate. Fargate is one step ahead than Lightsail and Beanstalk. What if and is a combination of container registry, container service, and a Kubernetes. What if you need a EC2 server which is Dockerized and Kubernetized? So if that is the case, you don't have to configure Docker, you don't have to configure Kubernetes, you don't have to configure entirely the EC2 server. What you get is you go into a EC2 and get the EC2 instance as a Fargate, and you are good to go. So Fargate is quite new service. When I say quite new, it's not a month, it's years still, and a lot of industries people have started using it. They are on a POC, proof of concept stage as of now, but soon they will be live. The next service is AWS Lambda. When I say AWS Lambda, Java is already having a Lambda stuff. It is a little bit different. It is function as a service. What do you mean by function as a service? What I mean is, this is a service which which does not need a server, which is having a container by itself, which can run those pieces of code and interact within the services. Typical example: what if there is a EC2 server and it needs to get interacted with S3 bucket as and when required, and what you need is for some event. What you need is a piece of code written in Lambda which will interact with that service. Lambda can be written in multiple languages. We will go in detail of Lambda once we will be doing the Lambda service. And remember, for all the certifications of AWS, Lambda is very key. You have to really be hands-on with Lambda. AWS Outposts. It is exactly the difference, exactly the opposite of cloud. It tells what do you mean by cloud migration? Main is there is a on-prem service server available, and you want to make it available in cloud. AWS Outpost tells you completely a different thing, exactly opposite to be precise. What it says is there is infrastructure available. Couple of the services you need it in on-prem for your local maintenance or for latency part. This is a service which will help you to work as a hybrid, and you can install a couple of things which is there in cloud, maybe part of the things of the cloud in an on-prem, and start working on it, and it will work seamlessly with the service. Going back to serverless application repository, serverless. If this is a serverless application where you need the discover of that serverless application, deploy and publish serverless application. Publishing of a serverless application and deploying is quite easy, but discovering it needs a lot of concentration. You will get to know all this in detail, but serverless application repository is something which a service which is required for a long time. Everybody in the industry before cloud, they used to have a virtual machine, which is and the most popular software they used to use is VMware. VMware is something which is very popular in the industry, and there was a market need that people should have a solution to migrate it to the cloud. And here it comes the AWS new service called VMware Cloud on AWS. That seamlessly takes care of your on-prem VM server and migrating to AWS Cloud. That's all from my end as far as compute is concerned. We'll get to know by the next category, and keep on subscribing it, liking it, and share it. Remember, there are a lot of people who wants to do AWS certification, and I and you can help them to take this course and understand more and more, so that you become valuable in cloud. Thank you. Thanks a lot.